Alright, welcome guys. Today's video, I came up here to Ayutthaya and I want to check out some of the ruins and stuff like that. The first stop, I want to check out this Pompet Fortification. It's an old city wall that was built here on the river, and it was designed to keep the city safe from invaders, and it didn't work because in 1767 the Burmese sacked all of Ayutthaya for a second time and destroyed the city, forcing the Thais to move the capital to Thonburi and then eventually to Ayutthaya, or not to Ayutthaya, to Bangkok. Anyway, let me show you around and let's see what we see. So this is pretty nice down here on the river itself. You can see an old Thai boat going by, and you got a long tower over there. And then right across the river is a temple, and there's supposed to be a boat that goes from this pier over to that temple, and I would really like to go check that out. But this is the Pompet Historical Park Pier, and it's kind of cool. Check out this house that's built right here, and the ladies out there cooking up some lunch on their little floating house, and then another little floating house, and then this whole rickety wooden bridge is pretty cool looking. So right up next to the river is the fortification. So let's look at that. Okay, so here is the fortification itself, and it was built right here where the two rivers come together, two of the three rivers that surround Ayutthaya, the Chao Phraya and Pakang, I believe is what the other one is. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, this was originally built by the Portuguese, and they built it as a circular shape. And then the French built the fortifications you see here on top of the Portuguese ruins. And it's in the shape of a hexagon. And then it was one of the most important ones of the 16 forts that surrounded Ayutthaya. And they had firing slits for the cannons and everything else. But this was a vital part of the city defenses. And it was, I can't remember how many meters tall it was, like 4.8 or something like that. Anyway, pretty cool. And I don't know if any of the other 16 are still in existence. This is the only one that I know about. All right, you can see how they had it designed here on the front. So the bricks would have been covered with that stucco. I don't know if that was a watchtower over there. I don't know if that was originally part of it. It's got some Thai writing around the bottom of it, but I can't read what it says. I believe it was 14.7 meters thick at the base and 4.8 meters tall. Then it has what they call sina, those little parts of the ramparts that protects the soldiers fighting. You see most of it's now just down to the raw brick, but you can see where they put the stucco back on it. And there were 16 fortifications along the river. This one was the most important one because it's the confluence of the Chao Phraya River and the other river that ran into it over here on this side. Looks like you can go up in it. So they had places here for the cannon. And it was originally built by the Portuguese and then expanded by the French. They built this hexagonal shape. And these would have been the supports to, whenever the wall was struck by a cannonball, this would kind of help absorb the shock and keep the wall from collapsing down. And some more of the wall part over there. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Check out that little house right there on the river. They got a pretty precarious walkway that goes up into it. You can see that they're cutting up some onions and stuff on the back porch. That's their kitchen. And we're gonna try, I don't know if we'll be successful, but there's supposed to be a boat that takes you from this little pier over to this temple on the other side. So it'll be kind of fun to do. So let's see if we can flag somebody down and go over there. All right, so we flagged this boat down, and I think he'll take us over. It's got the flowers on the front of the boat. Keep off the bad spirits. All right, so here's letting us on. He just was over there sitting on the side of the river, and he's just going to give us a ride across it for free. So pretty nice of him. As you can see right down here by the river, got some monks that are getting on this boat, and some of the other boats. Quite a bit of river traffic, and then people feed the fish. There's just tons and tons of these Mekong catfish, and you can see right here, just about enough fish to where you could walk across the river. Just an amazing amount. You see some more of the fish and the people throwing some bread and those little Cheeto looking things that they give to them. But the Thais, they won't fish near the temple. That's very bad luck for them. So these fish kind of have a free ride here. All right, so let's go inside and look around in this temple. Now this temple is really historic. It was built in 1324, which was 26 years before the city of Ayutthaya was founded. So it's older than the former kingdom of Thailand. And one of the things that's really popular for the Thais, because the Thais come here and it's a tourist attraction for them, is a really important Chinese guy came here, this eunuch from the royal court of China. He came to visit this city in like 1408 or something like that, 1402, 1408, and he brought gifts that they gave to the city, and it was attended by a lot of the royal family at the time of the Ayutthaya kings. So the Thai Chinese come here and make merit, and there's supposed to be a gigantic like seated Buddha, and let's go look around and let's see. This is a really nice temple though. It's has all this wood and just really a beautiful complex. So I'm looking forward to exploring, and hopefully you do as well. Check out those wooden beams that support the roof. So not too bad looking for something that's 700 years old, roughly. Oh, this is just absolutely beautiful. Have a monk over here. He's giving him the water blessing. So this is the main hall that has the seated Buddha, and I'm right behind it. And you can see they have up on the wall, they just have thousands of these little tiny Buddhas inside these little recesses. And then they have the seated Buddhas all the way around it. There's a spiral staircase. I wonder if anybody can go up that. Not sure what they can do, but they have a stairwell that accesses the head of the Buddha. You can see that they've put that inlay all in the wooden beams. This is a nice little complex in here. And they talk here something in Thai about King Chulalongkorn. And some more of the Buddhas. Really quite nice. Lots of Thais that are in here today. All right, so here is the main Buddha itself. I guess this is 19 meters tall. It is just absolutely colossal. Pretty amazing. And you can see they have the string tied from his finger, and it goes over and ties into the building and then goes out. So then when they do the ceremony, all the people that are here involved in the ceremony will be able to hold on to that string. And they're getting a special blessing from the Buddha when they do that. But this is just, this is brilliant. And you can see the size of the beams that support the building. Quite nice. And then right at the base, here's where you can sit and you can make some merit. And right in front of where the seated Buddha is at, they have a couple places here where you can put the gold leaf, leave the little flowers and stuff like that. And then here is the old stone tablet that marks the boundary of the abbot's influence. Kind of cool. And this is really amazing for being 700 years old. This is really a nice temple. And it's on the other side of the river, pretty easy to get to. And here's one of the two worship halls that's right in front of the main Buddha. And you can see all the paintings in the wall. Yeah, but like I said, this temple's fairly easy to get to from Ayutthaya itself. If you're on the main island, just take a little ferry over. And here you can rattle the sticks. So it'll give you a lucky number, and then you can take it right from over here and it'll give you your fortune. Okay, so here's the second worship hall. A couple more of the nice Buddhas. And some more of the paintings and all of that on the wall. And then they have a bench over here for the monks to sit. So when they have a ceremony, they'll come in here and they'll do the chanting for 3 days or so, whatever, however long the ceremony is. That's for the head monk. You can see some of the nice paintings. So this is really interesting here. So it has the 3 Buddha statues. That's what's in there. And the first one from the left is a Sukhothai gold Buddha. And the second one's an Ayutthaya stucco Buddha. And then the third one was a Sukhothai style Buddha with copper and gold. And they think that they were covered in like a stucco to hide their value from the Burmese whenever they sacked the city. And in 1965, they were cleaning them and the stucco began to flake off, and they found it was gold inside. So that one's the one that they say is the Sukhothai image. And they don't really know how old it is, around the 1350s or so, they believe. And then that one is the Ayutthaya style. And then this gold one over here, gold and copper, is another Sukhothai. Really interesting that they hid the value, kind of like the Wat Phanan Choeng in Bangkok, where that one is solid gold. It's 5.5 tons of solid gold, and I don't know how much that one weighs. That would be interesting to know. Here's one of the old chetties that is in front. You see the plants growing on it. In pretty good shape. Look at this work that they've done on this, carving the wood. And some more over here. This is fantastic. This is absolutely just beautiful. And here they've carved. This is the goddess of mercy, the Chinese goddess. And put some gold in there with that. All right, so we have a Chinese style building here, this Parang Soi Dok Mak. And the inspiration behind this building, that's kind of a little bit of a low doorway to get in, is this woman here was instrumental in building the temple complex. And then she eventually married one of the Thai kings here in Ayutthaya. You can see this is the main part here. Has the goddess of mercy sitting on the back of a dragon. Very, very, very Chinese. You can see the support beams, all the Chinese artwork. And some more of the Chinese images. So it looks like there's a second story to this building. You hear the rattling of the sticks. Let's go up this little stairwell and see what's up here. Okay, so they have a shrine up here on the second story. Lots of the rattling of the sticks. And you can leave your offering, like some water and some oil. All right, so right next to the shrine for that one woman, here's another Chinese Buddha. You see they got all the joe sticks burning. Some pretty cool artwork all around. And then over here is where they'll throw the firecrackers and stuff in, especially for Chinese New Year. But they let off those firecrackers to scare away the ghosts. That's why they believe in doing that. All right, so it says this is the old palace, but it's locked up and you can't get in there. There's a map that says this is the old palace. I don't know what it means. There's not much information on it other than just what it says on the map. You can see all the woodwork on this. And then so over here is some of the like monk quarters and libraries and stuff. All of it's made out of this teak wood, which is really nice. There's quite a bit to the temple complex with the monk quarters and the worship halls and everything. But the main part is with that seated Buddha. You can take a look at some more of these buildings. It's just fantastic. I really, really like the way they're built. And then you can see how the temple, the other buildings in the temple are also. Really beautiful. All right, so that finishes up our tour of this beautiful temple. pretty amazing that it's 700 years old and still looks as nice as it does. That seated Buddha is pretty cool. And then the solid gold Buddha and the other ones that were hidden from the Burmese is also pretty interesting. Anyway, if you like the video, guys, make sure you click like and subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. And if you want to see something different, or if you liked it, tell me what you think about this temple in a comment down below. Just say, hey, I liked it, or I've been there before, or whatever. Or if you want me to see something different, let me know also. And I really like coming up here to Ayutthaya. It's not far for me. I can jump on my motorcycle and I'm up here in an hour. So there's a lot to see and a lot to do. This is just one of the many temples and many things to see in Ayutthaya itself. So remember, guys, life is a journey. So enjoy. See you next time.